Hey, I got.
Well, good morning. How you guys doing today?
I got to tell you, I went to see the movie with Howard Hughes movie, and
oh God, yeah, Warren Beatty, yeah.
I thought that was. I mean, it was a really good movie, and
Yeah,
it drove me to go home and get on YouTube and learn even more about what was true in this movie and what wasn't. You're right. They used a lot of. I mean, they just ran with stuff that probably wasn't true, but he was far crazier than we ever knew.
Oh yeah, I mean, we even have learned, in later years. I mean, that just how frankly how ill he was.
Yeah.
The living up in the house and being surrounded by tissue boxes and his germophobia that just got out of hand, and it really is kind of a sad tale. I mean, when you think about it, Howard Hughes was Donald Trump before we had Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a massive figure in American history as a businessman and as a personality. And, it was something that was just sadly taken away.
Yeah. And though one thing with the road they went down was something that I really never knew. You knew there was some sort of dementia or some mental illness or paranoia.
Right.
But the drug use, I think, played a big role.
Well, yeah, it has to. I mean, drugs are altering your brain chemistry. You do it enough, things start to go permanent.
And that's exactly what seemed to happen there. Anyway, good movie. It's still out there and well worth checking out. And Warren Beatty was awesome in that movie.
Oh, he's absolutely fantastic. And, it just seemed like, this is an amazing project for him to bring, given he hasn't really done movies for the past 15 or 16 years. I mean, his last movie was this just disaster film back in 2001 called Town and Country, which cost like $100 million or something to make, and nobody went to see it. And when I mean nobody, I mean like it got pulled the first or second weekend from every theater.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, not good, but this one well worth seeing. All right, so I will say, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of possible Oscar contenders are going to start making their way into theaters between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, we're already starting to see those campaigns kick in. Yesterday the Critics' Choice Award nominees were announced. I'm actually a voter for that. And you're going to start seeing these groups, the Gotham Awards, the New York Film Critics, the LA Film Critics, and they're talking about all these movies that you haven't seen, you haven't heard of.
Right.
Because the studios don't want to put them out unless they can put onto it that it's an Oscar contender, because they seem to think that's the only reason you'd want to go see the movie. Yeah. Not just because, maybe it's good. Right. Dear God, don't just go see a good movie.
I think there is I really am feeling like there's a really good movie coming out this weekend. But let's start with Incarnate, if we could first. What do you think?
Oh God. Aaron Eckhart, this guy, he must have been paid bank to do this movie, because that's the only reason he does this slot. It is so horrible. It's this horror movie where Eckhart plays an incarnate. He's badder than an exorcist, man. He doesn't need religious stuff. He goes right into the mind of the possessed person and fights the demons mano a mano.
What are you giving this blockbuster?
Oh, it's like half a waffle. It is so bad. It's got every horror movie cliche, every just movie cliche you could imagine. He's haunted by some evil incident that happened in the past, and that's the demon he's chasing after. It's his white whale. And then you got the kid who's supposed to be creepy. He's kind of like 13 or 14 years old. He's been possessed by the demon, and he says horrible, nasty demon things. And all I could think is he's not like young and cute enough to make that work. He just sounds like some emo kid who listens to The Cure a lot or something.
And when Willie says half a waffle, that means you probably took a bite out of it and spit it back out. Yeah, not good. Okay, now Natalie Portman, who has really developed into quite the actress, is transformed into Jackie Kennedy. I feel like this one has legs here. What do you think?
Oh my God! I think Jackie's one of the best movies I've seen all year, and this is a great example of what we were talking about. You know, this movie's going to open up kind of small this week, and then it's just kind of wandering into theaters. You know, as it gets more attention, as Natalie Portman gets more attention for what will be an Oscar-nominated performance, and she's playing Jackie Kennedy in the week after the assassination. And people who know history know that she gave a very rare interview to Life magazine that week after everything happened, you know, reflecting on the funeral, reflecting on the days that she spent in the White House. And this movie kind of goes back over a lot of that. And we really get to see kind of that prickly personality that Jackie Kennedy had. You know, and Portman is so great with the attitude and the voice and just, you know, her amazing role in this moment that nobody ever would imagine or hope for in American history. And also her controlling nature. I mean, you know, she was a smart woman. She knew how to run that interview. She knew she was going to be in charge of everything. It was going to shape that story, and you see that intelligence and that skill coming out here. I love the way they make the movie. I love the structure as we're going back and we're looking at these memories that she has. I love the score of the movie. It's just got this creepy music that's so fantastic. I think it's a 4-waffle movie.
Wow. I haven't heard you come up with that in a long time. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And she, and when I thought Natalie Portman playing Jackie Kennedy, I just couldn't see it. But I when you see the previews, they do a great job, and it works. It really does work.
Oh, it works in every way you can ever imagine, every way you want it to work.
Yeah. All right. So one last thing. The Star Wars tickets went on sale this week. And
yes, they did.
And I made sure I picked up a few. But that's going to be how long? How much of a sellout are we looking at? How big is this Star Wars as it's coming out? It's 2 weeks away before it actually hits theaters.
Yeah, it's already 2 weeks away. It has the second largest amount of pre-sale tickets ever behind Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which came out last year. You know, I think they're already guaranteed $100 million opening weekend just on the pre-sales alone.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing. You know, I think the big challenge for this movie is kind of, you know, capturing the imagination of Star Wars fans who haven't really gone outside of that main universe. There's a little bit of a feeling that, hey, we're kind of telling these stories not because they're important to Star Wars, but because we think we can make hundreds of millions of dollars if we make a movie about them.
Yeah.
So how is it going to be important to the universe we know, the stories we know? What information are we going to get? Or are we just going to get this standalone movie that doesn't have much impact and leaves me as a diehard Star Wars fan going, well, what was that all about?
Yeah.
And trying to reach out to people who like Star Wars but aren't hardcore. They aren't geeks like me.
All right. Going to be interesting. I have my tickets. We'll see what happens. Before you go to the movies, go to wafflemovies.com. Willie, thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, you too. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Willie Waffle. I do feel that when they have these movies and it's a huge publicity in advance, I do worry sometimes that we're talking about your expectations are so high that you end up getting let down. Right?
People want to see good movies. There aren't a lot of them lately, so the bar is always, I think, kind of set.
Well, they're all coming on now. It's now would be the time to get out there. Anyways, wafflemovies.com. Before you head out to the movies, check there, and he'll save you the money, save you the wasted time.